Imagine sitting in water for 16 days. That's what protesters in Madhya Pradesh have been doing, hoping to draw attention to their displacement by a big dam. It took the government a fortnight to reach out to them, but protesters say they are yet to get any assurances of rehabilitation. Their protest in water for land carries on.
"16 days in the water, but 51 protesters from Madhya Pradesh's Ghogal village refused to give up their unique Jal Satyagraha. Assurances of a speedy solution from ministers Kailash Vijaywargiya and Vijay Shah have not convinced the villagers.
तो आप यदि कोई आंदोलन कर रहे हैं तो आप उसको स्थगित कर दीजिए। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, यदि मुख्यमंत्री जी कोई ऐसा निर्णय नहीं ले तो आप फिर से प्रारंभ कर दीजिएगा।
But now the same things are being done once again. That is that delay, delay and delay, so that the movement is broken up, the people's wills are broken, and then basically nobody is rehabilitated.
During the 16 days in neck-deep water, the protesters have been bitten by crabs, fish and various insects. Most of them have infected sores, and medical aid available is very basic.
It's only cosmetic. It's true that an ambulance has come today, but there's no adequate medicine, there are no antibiotics, there is no lady doctor, there are so many women here.
But their health, they say, is a small price to pay in their fight against the government. 1,000 acres of farmland have already been submerged in 30 villages after the government raised water levels at the Omkareshwar Dam. Now, with the government planning to raise it further, these villagers fear they'll be entirely wiped out.
60-40 का मुआवजा दिया है और उससे कोई मतलब नहीं निकला, एक ब्रेड रोटी चटनी के पैसे भी नहीं।
बच्चों को क्या कोई दूसरा रास्ता था नहीं मरने के अलावा।
The main demand of the protesters is to bring down the water level of this Omkareshwar Dam to 189 meters. The Madhya Pradesh government has not taken a decision on it yet. On Monday, a delegation representing the Power Ministry will be visiting the protesters, and if even after that there is no positive outcome, the protesters are planning to write to the President of India seeking his intervention on the issue. In Khandwa with Rizwan Khan, Siddharth Ranjan Das for NDTV.
And joining me now, Chitrupa Palit, activist of the Narmada Bachao Andolan, someone who's also been sitting with all those villagers there in protest. Chitrupa, thanks very much for speaking to us tonight. We've been looking at those images there of you along with 50 odd other villagers in water. You're joining us there once again, neck deep in water. Up first, how are you doing? How are all the other villagers who've been sitting on this unprecedented protest with you for 16 days now?
Well, thank you very much for supporting our cause, for taking our voice to thousands of people. And, well, people are, their healths are deteriorating. And more than that, this afternoon at about, evening actually, at about 5:30, they tried to drown us. And the water came up to our noses and was going up rapidly. And finally it stopped there. But a few minutes more and we would have been dead. So the assurances of the state government that it will take some positive steps, it doesn't seem to have any basis.
Right, you mentioned, of course, that, your voice now, your agitation reaching out to all those people around the country. It took the state government 14 days to get in touch with you in the first place. What are the kind of assurances, Chitrupa, that have been made? Clearly not enough for you and everybody else there to end the agitation.
Well, they're saying that if we get up, then they will consider whether they should reduce the water level and rehabilitate the people. Now, that is completely unacceptable. We are sitting here. The water began to be raised from the 23rd of August. On the 25th of August, after a lot of deliberation, we decided to sit down. And from 25th of August, we are sitting here and saying, why are you flooding our fields and homes? The rehabilitation is yet to be done. The Supreme Court said last year in the judgment that the state has not fulfilled a single of its constitutional obligations.
Right.
Then where is the rehabilitation after that?
Right, finish rehabilitation before 6 months before the displacement is one of the things that the top court has said on the ground, like you're pointing out. Things, of course, are very different. We've tried to reach out to the Madhya Pradesh government this evening, but we haven't managed to get a response from them, Chitrupa. But there is, of course, the Madhya Pradesh government sent a representative over the weekend. We're told that there's a team from the Power Ministry here at the centre who's coming across to meet you. But do you believe that this is an agitation that has been sort of almost fell off the headlines till you sort of came back with this unique protest? Was this like the only way and your best weapon to get noticed, this non-violent satyagraha as you're calling it?
You see, what other weapons do we have? We can only place ourselves, our bodies, our willpowers against the rising waters, and those waters are illegal. They could not have risen because people are yet to be rehabilitated. So all we did was to sit down in those waters and say, I mean, we sat down on the dry ground and say, if the waters rise anymore, you will have to kill us first. And we sat there placing our trust in people all over the country, in people who believe in humanity. And it has worked, because our voices have been taken manifold to parts of the country by the press and by many other supporters.
Right, Shitrupa, you know, like I said, it's an unprecedented protest. It really captured the imagination of just so many people who had little idea of just what was going on there. Till, you know, those 51 odd people, including yourself, sat down there neck deep in water. From the feelers that you've been getting, you're saying that the state government has said end this agitation first before we decide what next. But from the feelers you're getting, is there a sense that there is now more pressure than ever before for the Madhya Pradesh government to try and come to some sort of compromise, to try and give in to your demands?
We don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. We can't say beforehand. But this much we know, that we will fight so much and so determinedly that the state and the central governments will have to submit to our demands and rehabilitate the people. Right. Even today, when the waters were rising, none of the women and men and we were all sitting together, none of us thought that, you know, if we die in the next few minutes, you know, we should try to escape it. So people are very determined, and they know it's the last battle. You know, if they flood the entire area, what is left? How will we ever get rehabilitation and resettlement? So then those Supreme Court orders will become, you know, futile.
Right.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to defeat it.
Right, the determination, of course, shows there. You're sitting in water for the 16th day. Let's hope that there's some sort of response there from the state government, from the centre. That's not a forgotten protest anymore. You can end this agitation having got what you want. We will, of course, be tracking this story very closely. More party with Chitrupa and all the other protesters there. And good luck in the days ahead. Thanks very much once again for joining us tonight on the program.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.